Here we go. Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, and I'm Doug. And today we're going to talk about one of the hidden costs of homesteading. As you guys are embarking on your journey, and maybe you're already there, but this hasn't really come up. I mean, we've been here 6 years. We knew about it right at first, but now we're starting to have to deal with it again. And so I wanted to bring it to your attention because you'll need to work this into your expenses if this is something that you're going to do. Now, I'm not talking about the homestead homies who are in the apartments or the condos or in the suburbs. I'm talking about the homestead homies that have dove in, bought some land somewhere, an acre, 2 acres, 3 acres. And this is definitely something you're going to want to pay attention to because this is a hidden cost of homesteading, and we just wanted to bring it to your attention. All right, so what we're going to talk about today, the hidden cost of homesteading. It's not your chickens, it's not your sheep, it's not your outbuildings. The hidden cost of homesteading is your rock gravel driveway. So when we first moved into our homestead, there was no driveway here. So we had to bring in the rock from the top of this hill here all the way down to the house, and then I wanted to put in a circle drive so it would be a lot easier for people to come in and just turn around and go. I didn't want to have to come in, back up, turn around. So this was a lot more functional. So basically when we first got here, only thing that was here on the property was grass and dirt and weeds and just whatever. And so we had to bring in the rocks to make the driveway, okay, that you see right here. So basically the upfront cost of that was about $1,000. So if you guys are going to put your driveways in, we suggest, especially with my landscaping background, is putting down minus first. It's like a crushed rock. It's a very fine and it packs down really good. So we first had loads and loads of that brought in to make the actual driveway. Now I don't have any footage to show you, but that's what we did, okay? So then what happened was, after that, we had them bring in the 1 inch, okay? It's like 1 inch. They call it driveway rock around here because a lot of people use it, but it's 1 inch. It's a 1 inch fill, so there's actually minus in it and some smaller stuff, and it's just a 1 inch. There's a 1 inch clean, you don't really want that, but a 1 inch fill. Now that's usually your less expensive. The crushed rock is a little more expensive. And then we had him drop that on top of the crushed rock. Then, you know, you got to know that every time he was making a loop and dropping the rock, that was compacting it down. So we've been here 6 years, and now you can start to see that the grass is starting to grow up in the rocks. We've never done any maintenance really to it. I have had some more rock brought in during the 6 years. I probably had 2 more truckloads, maybe year before last or early last year, to kind of put down a dressing layer over the top. And then last year, and then now this year, it's really getting bad with the growth of the grass into the actual driveway. So now I'm going to show you guys how to remedy that. So let's go over here. If any of you guys have been with our channel for any amount of time, you guys know that I borrow my neighbor's tractor pretty much whenever I need it, and it has a bucket on the front of it, and we use it quite a bit, and we do chores for him. We help him out. I built some raised beds for him just a little bit ago, and just stuff like that. So, you know, it's a community thing. We help him, he helps us. But I think our long-term goal is going to be getting a tractor on the property for ourselves, because, you know, even though he lets us use it whenever we want it, I mean, who knows, you know, how long that'll actually last. What if he moves back to the city? I mean, there's no telling, a lot of variables. So definitely a tractor with a bucket on it is an invaluable piece of machinery for the homestead, and a brush hog and some things like that. So just keep that in mind as well as another expense. So basically on this tractor right here, this thing right here, that's called a box blade. And it's called the box blade because you can see the blade right here on the back. This is what scrapes the top of the gravel and removes the grass. Now it's called a box blade because that blade is surrounded by this box, and that helps keep the gravel inside this area. So if you just had the blade out here, which they make blades just to do this kind of job, basically your gravel is going to come out this way, and it's going to come out that way, and it's not going to be, you know, it's going to be a little more messy. So you can still do it, but it's a little more messy. But with the box blade, it keeps everything inside this box. So when you're going down, I'm going to show you guys here in a second, when you're driving along and you're doing your scraping, it really makes for a nice, neater appearance, and it keeps all your gravel kind of in the same area that it needs to be in the first place. Okay, so this right here is the neighbor's tractor. It's just an Allison Chalmers. Funny story is when we first moved out here, I actually bought an Allison Chalmers, a big old tractor, and it had a big bucket on the front of it, and that's what I actually used to build the log cabin. That's what I used to lift the logs up onto the log cabin and build the log cabin. But what happened was, you know, I got that tractor, and I saw, oh, we got 11 acres. I said, that's pretty big. You know, we're going to need a big tractor. And I basically got too big of a tractor. So we ended up selling that one, and then we've been just fine without it. And luckily, we have a neighbor that lets us use their tractor whenever we want. But like I said, that's probably going to be in our future, is getting another tractor. But for right now, I'm going to show you guys how we're going to scrape the driveway and make it a little more party. All right, so that's my the most overlooked homestead expense video. And I'm going to show you guys real quick before we go. I'm going to show you an aerial view of what it looks like now that it's finished, so you guys can see that it really cleans it up. And one thing my wife can tell you, and I can pretty much tell you, is if it has wheels on it, I can drive it. So that's another thing to even consider, right? If you're not used to riding big machinery, if you're not used to driving anything other than like a car, I mean, we've driven motorcycles, I've driven bulldozers, backhoes, bobcats, big trucks, dump trucks, tractors, operated buckets and everything else on it. And so it's something that you might want to familiarize yourself with, because it's going to be a valuable resource on the homestead for you to have those skills. Or you could throw money at it. If you have a few bucks, if you can afford it, then you would just hire somebody to come do something like this. We're lucky enough, like I said, we borrow the neighbor's tractor and his implement, and we're able to get it done for ourselves. But one thing we do is that we put money aside every single month, and we call it the driveway fund. And then what we do is we keep adding to it every month, 20 or 30 bucks. And then, you know, 2 years later, when we need to dump the rock, it's not a big expense all at once. We've been saving up for it because we know what's coming. So I have everything smoothed out now. Everything looks great. And what I'll be doing pretty soon, probably when we get back from Oregon, is I'll be calling the rock man, having him come drop probably 2 loads of rock in our area. 2 loads of rocks, probably about 400 bucks, 350 bucks. And we'll get the rock dropped, and we'll have a most beautiful driveway again. So this is Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. Hopefully you guys enjoy these tips. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And we really, really, really thank you guys for helping us get to 100,000 subscribers. I think that's awesome. So now the goal is 200,000 by the end of 2017. So let's go. Hit that share button. Share it on your social media if you have it. Tell your friends about us. If you haven't sent in for a sticker, all you have to do is send a self-addressed stamped envelope to the address in the description box below, and we'll send you a Homestead Homie sticker. And if you haven't sent in a video intro like the one you saw at the beginning of this video, all you have to do is cut one. If you do use your phone, turn your phone horizontal. You don't want your phone straight up and down when you do it. And just say your name, where you're from, that you're a Homestead Homie, and you're watching Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. And all you have to do is email that to us, or you can use the Google Drive, and that'll get it to us. And we really appreciate those. And we use them on all of our videos. So send them in, even if you're that person that's always in the background, never really watching or never really commenting. Maybe you'll send in one of those videos. All right, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Hey guys, thanks for watching our video. You might want to check out these videos.
And if you want to become a Homestead Homie, click the picture of us below.
We will see you tomorrow.